Brian, the lot of challenges out there on the floor for your team. What about for yourself? What do you feel like the biggest challenges out there in the game tonight?
Well, coming into the game, we knew we were playing a very good team and very capable. This group right now, the 36ers, are capable of beating anybody, and they're rolling. And so for us coming into the game, there was a few focus points that we needed to get done. You know, their bigs are an issue, and they're starting both of them together, so keeping them off the boards, post defense. And then their DJ leading the league in scoring. Davis, really good with the ball. So, you know, defending them, and then after the Brisbane game, going through a process to make them defend us and get a good shot. So full credit to them. I think they played really good basketball, and the areas that I just talked about, we didn't control any of them. You know, their guard play, we couldn't keep the guards out of the paint with the full court pressure, and we fouled. And then the perimeter shooting, I thought the job on DJ was horrendous, and both bigs got their way. And then on the offensive end, the ball didn't move; it stuck. We didn't get the ball from side to side, and really showed no signs of a step forward from the fourth quarter in Brisbane, which was disappointing.
So you've talked about this week about your team trying to find, you know, what it looks like and who they are, their identity a bit. From your bench players, particularly tonight, did you see some things that you liked in those players, particularly given that they scored 45 points for you this evening?
Well, when you say bench players, I thought I got contribution out of some guys that I went with. You know, I was trying to find a group that would do what we just talked about, and I felt like it towards the end of the third quarter, bringing McQuatch into it, bringing Bruce into it, bringing Tyler into it, changed us. And that was a positive sign. Again, those three guys, McQuatch and Bruce and Tyler haven't played a lot in the prior games. So again, I dug deep into the bench to try to find a group to play together, and that was a nice aspect. It got us back into the game and gave us a chance. But big picture, you know, it's not getting beat, and it's I don't think it's a reflection now on what you're talking about of being comfortable together and working that out. It's now about we're getting beat on the hardness side of things, you know, keeping them off the boards, contesting without fouling, going through the process to get a good shot. So I walk away from this game, and I know the team does, take them. We've already said how good they were, and full credit to them. But on our side, we walk out of this with some things to address real quickly before we play next. We can't go on like this.
And Cam Oliver was great for you in the second half tonight. 13 points in the second half after a quiet start to the game and looked like struggling to get into the flow of it. And that were you pleased with the fact that Cam was able to produce the way that he was in the second half? Very.
You know, I thought, like the whole group, I thought we settled for really contested, long, early shots, and I thought he was invested in that side of it, and he wasn't the Lone Ranger. It was something we talked about at halftime, and which was nice. He made an adjustment to it. He got the ball deep more. He got on the rim. He got on the offensive glass, scored around the rim, got to the foul line. So those things were a positive in the second half. I mean, we were a basket case at halftime. So a couple things had to be addressed. And that group that you talked about, that was a positive. And Cam getting some easy ones and getting touches around the paint against a team that is very strong down there.
And Shaun, for yourself, you were part of that unit that was trying to get back into the game, and certainly did a great job there in the third quarter with a 25-19 quarter, and it was Malawatch and Cam Oliver and Tyler Robertson, and that. Did you feel like that your group out there that you were with on the floor was doing some things that needed to be done at that point in the match?
Yeah, no, definitely found we got some stops, and that's where it starts for us. And our momentum in and out of games has come from that end of the floor. If we're getting stops defensively, that helps a lot. So, yeah, it felt like momentum got back with us for a little bit, which was nice. But, yeah, in the end, wasn't quite there.
Brian, you mentioned about the the defense on DJ, was that just him just getting through pick and rolls too easy, or was he just getting into spaces that he wanted that you didn't want him in?
I thought, the thing that he's added to his game, that you play him so hard and so physical and so tight. What happened was he got on the rim, so early you're into his body and you're into him, and he gets his shoulder down and he gets in there, and I thought he made some beautiful plays early, and that side of him has grown this year, where, you crawl into his pants and he doesn't take contested tough shots. He gets his shoulder down and gets in there. So we tried to make some adjustment about giving him more space, and then he was difficult on the screens, coming off picks and shooting from deep. So he's a tough guard, and he's playing great right now, but I thought the out-of-bounds play twice, a three-point play underneath on a screen wide open in the corner, we broke down and gave him another 10 points. But I'd say just in general right now, he's expanded his game, and he's a real difficult guard.
And at the other end, you talked about how the ball wasn't moving, and you missed some bunnies as well. Is that just something to work on offensively? You've just got to just move it, get some motion?
I'm throwing it in the box now of hardness. Like how to move the ball and cut and go through process now is starting to become a factor in us in assessing. Like it's easy to throw the ball and take a contested three and jog back on defense, and we're starting to fall into that basket, and so I put that in the hardness basket and needs to be addressed.
And Jalen Adams, did he just tweak his back or something in the third quarter?
Yeah, he had a little issue there, and we, to me, he was a step off, asked to come out, and where we were at, I just thought, let's sit on this one. But yeah, there was an issue there. It wasn't me pulling him out of the game and being disappointed with him. It was, he had a problem, and that's the only reason why I'd mention it. Is so everybody know there's not a problem there. It was he wasn't in a situation to come back in.
And that was his back region?
I think it was his lower back, yeah.
Were you aware of that before the game?
No. I think it was something that took place during the game, stiffened up or like that. But I was involved in a forest fire, so, it was like, oh, he's out, on to the next, and we'll deal with it before we play on Sunday.
Xavier he looked a little bit out of sorts as well. Is he physically okay?
You sit here and you talk about, I like the coaches that get up here and no excuses. But when you assess somebody, because this is him as a basketball player, he's been down with the flu and hasn't trained all week. And he was healthy to play the game, but minute-wise, it was 2-minute blocks, 3-minute blocks. He's been having the stomach upset for the course of the week. So both of those guys played the minutes they played because of those situations.
What's your expectation for Sunday with those two?
I don't know. I haven't spoken about Jalen. That hit me in the side of the face and I haven't discussed it since. I just met with the team and came into this. But Xavier, I think he's going to continue to get better, going through the process of playing and having another day and moving away from the virus.
You must have been happy though, your team to fight back. Guys coming off the bench, you get back to within one in the last quarter. That's a hell of a fight back, given that for a long stretch there, Adelaide just looked like they were doing whatever they wanted.
Yeah, I did, but it's funny that hasn't really been discussed. That side of it, it's that when you walk away from the game, you just the cornerstones that need to be covered as a group to be respected. I just don't think got done in the second half of the Brisbane game or this game is a total. When you walk out of it as a coach or a player, this ain't. In this competition, the Aussies and the NBL has a reputation of guys playing their asses off and playing together and tough. And that side of it, we were below Adelaide tonight, and we were below Brisbane in the second half. And that falls on me. And I just got to keep addressing it. And learn how to press the right buttons, because that's not happening at the moment.
Did you enjoy the coaching battle with Mike? It seems Mike's doing things a little bit differently. Like his rotations, he's tightened right up. I think he had 5 players tonight play more minutes than the player who played the most for your team. And I know you had mitigating circumstances, but it seems he's going with his guys and he's going to keep them out there. And I thought you got proactive there in that first quarter, bringing in Courtney when you took out Xavier. It was almost like we're not going to be able to beat you with our bigs, so let's try and beat you a different way. Is he bringing something different, a challenge to you as a coach?
I think he's tremendous. I really do. And it's like the guy that coached the original guy at New Zealand. When the European, it's different. Your guy. It's like when you're the internet, you're guarding something different. He brings something different to this. And the other aspect of it, he's got his guys playing for him. A huge factor in this, when you're out there, are the guys going to die for you on the floor? And they're playing their ass off for him. And his system, the spacing, how he uses the bigs, they're really hard to guard. And I haven't seen an Adelaide team, like this early in a long time. And it's good for the league. This is a great city, a great environment to play in. And love the challenge. It's great for the NBL, and to win in this thing, man. You look at the next one. You got Cairns coming in, then you're going to Perth, then New Zealand's waiting for you on Sunday. This thing's a nightmare. So it's great to be involved in it, and I've got work to do, but the city should be really proud of what's going on here in the 36ers camp.